Hello, viewers. How are you doing? Good evening. Wow, it's been 4 episodes already of TikTok. I can't believe that. Time flies so fast. I hope all of you are doing wonderful. Today, we have on the studio with us a very special guest, a young, successful IT tech entrepreneur, Nupur Shah, with us, who has been a colleague of Accenture. She's working as an Agile Transformation Manager. She's super young and super successful. She's also a trainer at the same time. Please let me help me welcome Nupur on the screen.
Hello. Hi,
Hello,
everyone.
dear. How are you? You seem very excited over there. How's it going?
It's going good, and obviously, I'm pretty excited. I've seen your first 3 episodes, and congratulations on your new adventure. I'm really looking forward to our talk.
Look, it's amazing. We have a lot of South Asians, young entrepreneur women, just like you, who wants to probably be like you. We're gonna hear a story today. You got to tell us everything about you and your secrets. Are you ready?
Super ready. Let's do it.
And amazing. Before we do that, I would like to show you a video and also the audience. We'll take it from there.
Okay.
Technology is ever evolving. Since the start of the 21st century, we've seen huge advancements. In 2002, iRobot Corporation released the first version of its Roomba vacuum cleaning robot. In 2004, Facebook was founded. In 2007, Apple introduced a touchscreen cell phone called the iPhone. In 2010, 3D TV started to become more widely available. In 2013, Elon Musk announced Hyperloop, a giant pneumatic tube transport system. In 2015, supercomputers are just a mere 30 times less powerful than human brains. In 2017, quantum computing shows signs of becoming a practical technology. And in 2018, Google announces Cloud Auto ML, a suite of pre-trained systems that could make AI simpler to use. And these advancements are showing no signs of slowing down, which is leaving businesses falling short of employees with the relevant required IT skills. In 2016, 20% of organisations were experiencing visible business disruptions due to the IT skills gap. It's now at 75% and climbing. Employers are desperately searching for qualified candidates. In an increasingly growing market, employers are willing to pay higher salaries for applicants with up-to-date knowledge who can bring the most sought-after skills to their business, says Mark Rhodes from read.co.uk. Are you ready to get your hands on the tech world and feel the huge demand for professionals? Our career consultants are here to help you demystify the tech industry and navigate you through the expansive career opportunities. Experience our career-ready education.
Wow, what a world we're living in.
That was pretty good. That was really good.
Thank you, thank you. And young entrepreneurs and tech entrepreneurs, engineers, project leads, just like you and me, we have built this world over time, and 70-80% of it through technology. So, as a young technology leader, do you feel happy to be part of these big dot, part of these big ecosystem as a little dot?
I must say, it's confusing at times, right? It's challenging. Every single day, there's so many life-changing opportunities coming about, so many things happening at times. I mean, look at this, right? We never thought about having a conversation like this over web, right? But I mean, opportunities are endless. At the same time, it's scary, right? How fast things are changing. So I believe I'm excited, but it is pretty challenging, and you have to be, you have to embrace the change. So you got to be agile, right? That's all it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the fact that you didn't settle down. You actually took initiative to help others. Some of this we're going to talk about today. But before that, well, I gave it a very small introduction about you, comparing the fact that how many certifications you have. So people really want to know more about you. So tell us where you're from, how did you grow up, and how you got into this tech industry, and how did you lead all these things in
Okay,
our.
that's gonna take me at least half an hour. Okay, how long is your show? So
Um,
I'm just kidding.
You can go 2 days.
But
No, I'm kidding. So it doesn't matter.
all right, so I was born in India, by the way, and when I came to the States, I spoke zero English, okay?
Oh,
I
wow.
only knew how to say, hi, my name is Nupur. That's it. And that too, I probably didn't say it right. But yeah, so I grew up in Jersey. I love Jersey. Jersey's been home, and I went to college, did my bachelor's and master's in biomedical engineering, okay?
Wow.
Not even IT, biomedical engineering. And I started working for a lab. I can't say the company's name, but I started working for a lab. I hated it. I wouldn't meet anyone for like hours, and like weeks would go by and we'd try like pipetting, wait for cultures to grow. Nothing grew. Well, I grew out of it because I was like, okay, this is not my thing. I love people. I'm too much of a people person. I connect well with people. And I realized, there's an opportunity out there where I could utilize the skills of like me being a people person, build a career out of it. I started doing software testing, and that's how I came into this whole agile world. I became a scrum master and agile coach. Today I work for Accenture. I'm a consultant, and I have clients like CVS, Hershey's, Con Edison. So these are some of the high profile clients. They're really implementing agile in a true manner, and I get to say that I'm helping them do that. So I'd say it's pretty cool,
It's an amazing thing. It's really inspiring for a lot of the girls who are out there. I have a lot of students just like you and us, and at this age who wants to get into IT industry, but really confused of whether they will be able to do it. They have a lot to learn from you. People have language barriers. It's a very normal thing in New York, especially when we are an immigrant community. So everything is achievable, right?
Absolutely. If you put I can't sound so cliche, but if you put your mind to it, it really happens. I mean, this girl spoke no English, and today that's what I do for a living. I talk to people, I convince people, and I work with people. I speak agile, if that makes sense. I speak in their language, whatever these people need for their organizations to transform, from going from like old ways of working to this new way of working. And it's amazing how much of a difference you can make. And it's really it makes you feel good.
It's
Obviously, you make some career out of it. You build yourself, but personally too, it's very satisfying when
because
you see
really
the
you
change.
transformed your career, and that gave you
Absolutely.
courage. Agile is all about being agile, not just learning agile. You were
Absolutely.
able to do transform your career. Now you're helping others, but still you're kind of young and you have accomplished so much. So what's your secret? How did you get promoted in the industry? You are at Accenture right now in a leadership role. That's pretty amazing.
Thank you so much. I do have a secret, but I can't tell you. I've stuffed it somewhere.
Give us a
Okay.
promo. Give us like the first 30 seconds. Rest will
Um,
purchase.
just find your path. Figure out what are your strengths. Whether that's if you're somebody who knows how to code, wants to learn how to code, just figure out your path and go for it. Just no questions asked. You're great. You're good. It's achievable. Just freaking go for it. Have passion. If you have passion, you can really, really make it. And I'm no president of the U.S., so I can't really, But I kid you not, you can really go for it. If you put your mind to it. I have read books. You listen to countless YouTube videos to understand what this new agile thing is, what does Scrum Master do, what does Product Owner do. But I studied, I read, I spoke to people, attended a lot of meetups. Just try and approach yourself to anyone. I mean, feel free to reach out to me, and I'd love to help. But really, just go for it.
Absolutely, and it's amazing that we were talking last week, and I came to know that you also have formed your own corporations on
I
Agile,
do.
and with the
I do.
mission of helping a lot of people to get converted in Scrum Masters. You also provide certification. You are an authorized trainer. So tell us about that.
So I am authorized SAFe trainer, which is Scaled Agile Framework. I'm a SBC trainer. So what it means is I can certify other people in SAFe. It is SAFe in its own is another way that it's taken the industry today. I don't know if you know this, but NASA is implementing SAFe. I
Yeah.
mean, if they are doing it and if they feel like this is for them, imagine like how much it can help us, you
Well,
know?
that's the only way, right? If our audience knows a little bit about SIF, it's the only way that you can scale a bigger organization. The Scrum practice and Kanban has been there, but then when you talk about an organizational level, how do you implement? How do you bring the whole teams, like tons of Scrum teams together? There's no other alternative. So, what is your experience of industries actually achieving out of this SIF model, SIF agile practice?
I have seen organizations really fully function successfully. I wouldn't say that everyone's, they take it and they're like, yeah, this is great. It's the challenge, any change is going to be a challenge. But you take that and you use all of these as toolkits, and you take what you need, you implement, and you will be successful. I've seen organizations that really are able to build iteratively. I was working for a company and we were delivering to our customers every day, which was amazing, having their CI/CD
And
pipeline.
that's the core value of agile, right? These two needs to go together. So that's the good point that you raised about CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery. There's a lot of hype about it, DevOps practice, but it's a culture, right? It's not
It's
just one
a
thing.
It's not a tool.
It's not
It
a
is
tool, right?
it's
Exactly.
not a tool. People don't understand that. It is not a tool. It's a culture. Even agile, it's a culture, it's a mindset. It
Right,
has set of principles. You take those principles and then you implement by using one of the frameworks.
right. And you'll see the benefits over time, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
It is
that's
not a pill. It is not a pill that you just take and then yeah, you're agile tomorrow. It's not
So
like
I
that.
work for. I've also come from a deep consulting background, not only Accenture, Nupur, but at Capgemini, IBM. I've come across many clients who wants to do it, but who really don't have any clue that what it's going to take to do it, to change people's mindset. It's not an easy task. You can change your entire technology stacks, go through procurement and get that new technology stack in place. But when you're talking about changing people's mindset and showing them a value, that's very very hard. That's exactly what you do. So tell us about your experience. What did you come across?
Oh, you actually said it. I couldn't have said it better, okay? You said it right. Like implementing a tool is easier, right? I'm not saying, I'm not discounting the difficulty of it, but it's still easier. Changing people's mindset, the way they've been working for years is very difficult. So for me, a success is when I actually do a successful transformation, going from waterfall to agile, or waterfall to scrum or safe for that matter. It really gives you sense of achievement because people bought into what you were trying to say. They're experimenting, they're trying out this new thing which is so uncomfortable for them. So
Right.
that for me is very I feel very good and I feel very achieved when I actually am able to change somebody else's way of thinking.
That's perfect. And people actually see results, and that's when they get motivated. It's just first 6 months of hard work.
Yeah. I always say this. You can implement Agile within 2 weeks. You can for the transformation, it can take years. And you
Right.
have to be open-minded for that. You have to be
Right.
open to that.
And if they just have those agile principles in place and they don't feel by the heart, they're not going to see value.
Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Right. So tell us about your childhood. How did you grow up? And I barely know all of you. I know a lot about your corporate achievement, and we talked a lot about that. Tell us something that we don't know. Maybe even your friends don't know. They'll be watching and they'll be like, "Oh, really?"
Oh, it's kind of embarrassing story. But I actually grew up in India, right? I grew up in a small town, and you go to schools and like we didn't speak any English. Like we talk in our language, and it's kind of nice and fun.
What's your hometown in India?
It's in Gujarat.
Oh,
It's
you're Gujarati. Oh, I have a lot
Yes,
of
I am Gujarati.
Gujarati
My
friends.
last name, man, Shah. I'm a Shah.
Yeah, so I thought you were Bengali because a lot of Bengali people might have Shah last name.
Yeah, no, I'm a Shah. But I do have. So while growing up was normal, back in India. Coming here, that was a whole
Yeah,
another different
tell us
level
more
of
about it. I'm
story.
excited now. I wanna know about your transformation. How did you
Oh
transform?
my God. Language barrier. I cannot tell you. So when I came here, I started in 10th grade and I didn't know. So I was given an exam for math, right? And then he gave me like 15 times 8, like what is it? But
And you're
instead of
like, what?
times, no, but instead of times, they had decimals.
Okay,
And I didn't know how to ask in English that is that decimal or is that like a times?
that's pretty
So
funny.
I was like mind blown. I was like, oh my God, their math is so difficult. What are these numbers? I have no idea what to do with. I'm like, this math I've never done. Later on, I find I'm like,
Oh my.
only I wish I could ask them what it is in English. Like that would have been cool. But yeah, so I used to write things down in my language when like classes would happen. I used to write it down in my language. Then I would go back home and then I would ask my cousin to translate that in English and explain what that means. So it was pretty fun and challenging, but tough days really make you tough and it really pays off later on. I could definitely say that today.
Absolutely. And so that was a
Wait,
very
wait, wait, wait. You asked a whole lot about me. What about you? Tell me your story when you came here. How was it for you?
well. I was a pretty same boat as you. Even you were in a little better shape than me. I came here when I was 18. I grew up in Bangladesh, right? And I didn't go to high school here. I did my high school in Bangladesh. So you had that privilege. When people go to high school here, that's a different level than when you do high school outside. Well,
Give
most of
or take.
the people I grew up pretty by myself. I had to do study by myself. I went to CUNY, nothing fancy like you in JIT or whatever. uh, so it was a pretty hard life. I started from working at a Dunkin' Donut. That was my first job, and I thought I would work at the Dunkin' Donut and I will become the manager of Dunkin' Donut, and that
Me
was
too.
that
Me
was the
too.
level.
Me too. I worked in Dunkin' Donuts for like a year and a half while I was in high school.
I think so. In This is how we start. This is how life of an immigrant. This is how we start in USA. From there, I was glad that I was the youngest manager at Homeland Security at some point. That's a quite a bit of a story goes in there. Nupur, I might need 14 days to tell you all these. There's a lot of
Right.
a lot of ups and a lot of down, but I always kept my head up. Like I had my vision that this is what I wanted to be. So I started Transferring Academy on 2013, at the end of 13, when I was working for IBM, and I used to live in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. So Nationwide was my client, uh, and I used to travel. I couldn't afford a flight. I used to travel by car. It took me 8 hours, and I used to travel every weekend just to take care and run this school. And Transporting Academy has grown so much. We have about close to 100 students right now, and counting. And last December, I thought that's it. I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna have to help as many people as I can, especially during this pandemic. And you see the results are coming. We were able to gave jobs some of the housewives, right? Young kids coming out of college, and these people will be another Nupur one day, I'm sure. People just need little help, little push to get them started.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
All it takes is just that, just a nudge, just a push, just a nudge in the right direction. You're doing a great job, by the way, about with that.
Well, and thanks for supporting me and helping me always with that. And now, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You have a pretty similar goal. You would do training, you have your own corporations, and Agile consulting is it's almost $1 billion market out in the United States. Our entire federal government, contracts out all their Agile works. Uh, so you are in a pretty rich market. So what do you see? What do you envision yourself in 5 years?
Somebody told me that you can't be successful by yourself. You're gonna only be successful when you have army of people with you that support you. So what I see myself is obviously I see myself growing and my company and But I want to take my people with me. I want to take my students, people who've helped me get here, people who are, I mean, even today, like I have so many students that I support and I help them with their jobs, like helping them the way they need. That's what I want to do. I don't want to just succeed just by myself. I want to take a lot of people with me. As you said, right, the market is huge, so many
Like
opportunities.
huge. Like I wish I could just show to the world like how big is the IT market.
And I wish I could show how achievable it is. That's my wish. That I
Tell us
want to.
some of your success stories. You make people scrum master. That's not an easy role. It's just like you. It requires to have a lot of communication skill. So how long does it take? Tell us more like your more about your trainings. People know.
So I teach safe, scale to agile framework in agile, and if you take my classes, I certify you as a scrum master. Well, that's a start, and that's not going to help you get a job, but that's a start. But once you take the certification, that we groom you, we teach you, we show you what it is, what kind of approaches do you need to take in different situations? How do you deal with difficult situations? As a scrum master, you're not writing a code, right? You don't need to have a technical background. But what you need to have is passion to learn and with people. Passion with people. You gotta have patience to work with like different personalities and you gotta enjoy that,
Right,
I
right.
feed off of other
Solving
people's
problems,
energy.
helping others.
Absolutely. I feed off of your energy. So if you're someone like who's very like, you gotta be very passionate, very exciting. It's amazing world out there.
How long
Good.
does it take for somebody to become that person that you experience?
I would say around 2 to 3 months. You take some trainings, you read a lot, you put some time in there. 2 to 3 months. You don't need to have technical background though.
Jobs as a scrum master are available, and how much do they make? So and the reason I'm asking this question, a lot of people, well, I know how attractive it is, but let people know so they know what to choose for their career.
People who are just starting off, like you're looking at least 90,000 plus, at least, and it doesn't stop there. Like goes up to $200,000, $250,000 a year, and I'm talking full time jobs. If you're a contractor and if you're open for consulting, you're going for $100 an hour. I mean, totally doable, achievable.
Well, even if
You can
Accenture.
see examples. It's
Yes, I mean,
achievable.
I know where you at and how much you make. I'm not gonna say to public. If you could just be with Accenture, I know for like another 4 to 5 years, you get to a level four. That's life. That's money. That's you know,
Yeah.
250 grand plus commissions and sales percentage and so many other things. And that is doable in a 10 year, over time. With
And
any
it's not just the money, right? But it's the opportunities. You meet so many new people. You do so much good work. So those are the opportunities I really like and enjoy.
Right. So basically, look, how do you keep work and life balance? Well, last year was pretty tough for me. I had to go to India for Accenture, of course. I hope you know, right? Bangalore, I was there for a month. I was scaling a team of 70 people. I had to travel to Poland, but even though I didn't want it to, but working could be painful too because you are working for somebody else. So, what do you do to keep yourself happy outside of the work, outside of training? How do you find that balance?
So I actually, I don't mean to sound cheesy. I really genuinely feel happy when I'm helping other people. I really do.
That's what
So,
you do for fun?
I do follow-ups with my students and stuff, like just ask them. Like somebody just pinged me today and they were like, oh, I had my first PI. This is how it went. It really makes me feel good and happy.
Wow, you really
So
feel that from your heart.
absolutely. So that, and then I do a lot of hiking. I love going for hikes over the weekend. I have my family, my little niece, she's 3 years old. So they live close by. So I hang out with my parents. I love traveling. I've been to
Wow.
about 38 states in the US and counting. So
Wow.
I'm pretty excited. I love traveling.
38 states a lot
Yeah.
because I felt like I've been to 20s at least, 20 states. And I was like, oh, wow, I've done so much. Done
My
all-
goal was to do 50 this year. We all know how that turned out.
So, what are you excluding? Alaska?
I still have to do Alaska. I've been to Hawaii, California. It's just all of that. But I got Dakotas to go to. I
North
got.
Dakota, there are two.
That's why I said Dakotas. I need to go there. I need to go to Wyoming, Idaho, these kind of states.
I didn't even know that other one that exists. No, I'm kidding. Yes, there are too many. US literally has everything. You don't really need to go outside of US to enjoy what's the world look like and the nature looks like. Yes,
Absolutely.
especially during this pandemic, I think we've been all locked up, and I hope the world gets back to normal, right?
I absolutely hope so. I mean, as much as I love working from home and, like working from my room right here, I do miss people and I just miss having these conversations in person.
So, hey, you just brought up a very important point here by saying working from home. Now, question to you is, how is that working in terms of agile transformation? That working from home, it's a huge transformation because when I started learning agile or being agile for my work, and it's pretty Scrum, right? So Scrum, as far as Scrum goes, is like you sit together, you do it together. That plays a major role in the cultural side of being Scrum, or being Agile. So then the world moved toward work from home. That made a huge impact that goes against Agile. So what is your experience? Do you think people should do or take care of? How can we still work from home and keep practicing being Agile?
Surprisingly, I don't see it being that bad. There are so many tools now that you can do to still get, if you want to do retrospectives or if you just want to have like brainstorming exercises and stuff like that, you could still do using a lot of tools like Miro, Mural. Zoom has really good. So when I'm doing my trainings, I can do breakout sessions in Zoom, which allows people to kind of just like, two people can have a conversation just by themselves. So these tools are really helping. I do like the video cameras on. I really do like that. I think Agile really pushed for that, co-location because it's easier to just have a conversation when you're sitting next to each other. But if you do have your cameras on, I think it's doable and
Well,
achievable.
that's what I try to do with my classes as well, just to have them their camera on, but people don't like it. People steal. That's the cultural shift piece I was talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
You can't
yeah.
really force people.
Yeah, I negotiate with people. So I say, okay, why don't we have like 1 hour on, 1 hour off? So we meet
Oh,
in the
wow.
middle.
You're a good teacher, I can tell. That's amazing. So, what's your favorite restaurant in New Jersey?
Ah, oh my God, that's a tough one. Okay, so there is this restaurant called Chakra. It's
Just
in
don't call Chipotle.
no, no, not Chipotle. I can't. I love Taco Bell. I'm a Taco Bell girl. Okay, but there's this restaurant called
Girl,
Chakra
that's
on
interesting.
Route 3. It's
Huh?
really nice restaurant. They have really. I like Asian food type of fusion type of meal cuisine. So yeah, it's really nice. There is so many restaurants right here in Hoboken. I live in Jersey City, so right here in Hoboken, amazing food, amazing food. So
Absolutely, absolutely. So I worked for Chase right after the Holland Tunnel. I used to travel 1 hour, 1.5 hour from where I used to live in Jamaica, but I love that place. I think Newport is one of a kind, neighborhood. Uh,
absolutely, I
well,
love, and I as much as I love New York, being in New York, I love New York from Jersey because
oh
nice
yes,
view.
it's got the better views. Absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely. So again, I think I'm gonna ask you my question because you kind of, where you gonna see yourself in 5 years?
Definitely running my own company, having my own this agile tribe that I'll be building and having my tribe, going to places. And that's what I see. I'm a passionate person, man. I love what I do. I actually don't feel tired because I actually enjoy what I do. So yeah, that's what I see myself running my own company and
Perfect.
helping a lot of people with that.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that. So with that, I'm gonna show you a little video. Maybe the moderator can help us play about that how we are helping people as an institute over time.
Okay.
Here you go.
You're doing some really good work and you're helping a lot of people. I mean, that is amazing. As much as you take back from your experience, you give back. That's
Absolutely.
amazing.
Exactly what you are doing also. So, if I was in
Thank
military,
you.
I'd have given you a salute. And thanks for being there and also giving me advice. Hopefully, you'll be able to, help more people. We will be able to help more people together that way and build a better world. Um, well, we, almost at the end of the show. So, what do you want to say to the audience at the end?
Well, thank you guys for listening to us, and it's been amazing. Raman's been doing some amazing work in the industry, and I'd love to say just one last thing. Put your mind to it. It's doable. Coming from someone who didn't even speak English, it's really doable, achievable. Work hard, work at it, but put your mind to it and commit to it and stay to it. It's achievable. So
That,
that's all I wanted to say.
that's amazing. Thanks for coming to our show, and hopefully, you'll stop by to our head office one day. You missed the last meeting. You're still counting. We'll get you some burgers there.
Social distancing.
Yeah, sure. Anyways, thanks again for coming, Nupur. It was amazing. People have learned a lot. We'll bring you back again because Agile is not going anywhere. The knowledge you have, you carry with yourself, and experience you've learned from the industry, that is very valuable. I just want you to know that. So
Thank you.
reach out to people and keep helping people. Thank you very much for joining our show today.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Okay.